How's everybody doing on this wonderful day? How's everybody doing on this wonderful day? I want to say God bless everybody. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. And if you're not having a good day, hopefully it gets a lot better. You know, man, oh man. The Sixers, they don't have a chance without a healthy Joel Embiid to compete for a championship. Whether the Sixers get to the playoffs or not, because they can still be, they're the 8th seed right now. The Hawks are the 6th seed. The Magic are the 7th seed. The Hornets are the 9th seed. They got the same record as us. And I believe the Heat are the 10th seed. I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah, I think that the Heat are the 10th seed. So we can mess around. If we lose twice in the play-in tournament, if we're a play-in tournament team, which we probably will be, if we lose twice, we will not make the playoffs. Now, if we make the playoffs, the first round is the problem, bro. I know it sounds crazy to say, but yeah, the first round is a problem because either way you go against the Pistons, you really don't have a chance against the Pistons in the first round. And I'm just being honest because I haven't seen enough from the Sixers to give me the confidence. And I'm trying to be optimistic, but I know what I've been watching all season long. The Sixers are just a different team with Joel Embiid. And, of course, they're definitely a different team when he's not playing. You can look up the record with or without Joel Embiid. The Sixers have no chance without him. When you talk about the Pistons, I'm looking at possibly a sweep if we go against the Pistons. If, say, we stay the 8th seed. Say in the play-in tournament, we're the 8th seed. We go against the Pistons because they're the 1st seed. We're most likely going to get swept. And I'm just being honest with you. Say we go against the, who's the 2nd seed? 2nd seed is the Pistons. Who is the 2nd seed? It's not the Knicks. Who the heck is the dang on 2nd seed? 2nd seed. It's not the Cavs. Who is the dang on 2nd seed? But whoever the 2nd seed is, we're getting beat down as well. Oh, the Boston Celtics. So I think we have more of a chance against the Celtics than the Pistons. And I know that sounds crazy to say, but I just feel like the Pistons, they're just a deeper team. They're probably the deepest team in the Eastern Conference. And I just feel like Paul George is not going to be able to do enough. Tyrese Maxey, as much as I love Tyrese Maxey, he's not going to be able to do enough. And I love VJ Ashcombe in the conversation of Rookie of the Year, but he's not going to be able to do enough as well. So either way, we go against, say we're the 8th seed, we're going to lose to the Pistons. Say we're the 7th seed, we're going to lose to the Boston Celtics, possibly. Now, the Knicks, I feel like we have a much better chance if we was to sneak into that 6th spot. But I think the Hawks are going to win that 6th spot. 2 more games left for the Sixers. We have the Pacers tonight, and we have the Bucks, I think, on the 12th. So those are 2 winnable games. We just have to hope that I don't think we can get the 6th seed anymore. I think even if the Hawks lose the rest of the games, I think will we be ahead of them if they lose the rest of the games? I got to double check on that. But I think the Sixers are stuck with the 8th or 7th seed. And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would want the Sixers to try to get that 7th seed and go against the Celtics instead of the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons is the one team I don't want to go against in the first round. Absolutely not, right? But getting back to what I said earlier, by the way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and definitely hit that subscribe button. We are going live for many Sixer games and Phillies games on this channel. And whether you're a Sixer fan or Phillies fan, consider subscribing. But getting back to what I was saying, I just feel like without Joel Embiid, this team just doesn't play hard enough. They don't play tough enough. Honestly, even with Joel Embiid, this team sometimes plays down to their competition. And I said this numerous times, like, you might have better talent than a team, but what do you have inside? Do you have that dog mentality? Because these are professional athletes and they can still beat you any given night. So if you don't bring your A game, you could possibly lose, even if you had a healthy Joel Embiid. And it's just like, as a Sixer fan, how can you even underestimate anybody when you're not a top seed? You've been losing to bad teams all season long, and we're barely in the playoffs right now. If the playoffs was to end, if the season was to end right now, we will be in the play-in tournament fighting for our playoff lives, literally. So it's not a guarantee that the Sixers are going to make the playoffs. So how can you underestimate anybody? Whether it's a team like the Jazz, I think they have the worst record in the Western Conference. Whether it's a team like the Wizards, I think they have one of the worst records in the Eastern Conference. You can't underestimate anybody. The Pacers are not the best right now. They just got Tyrese Halliburton, but that could be an easy loss tonight as well. So we can't underestimate anybody, but it's just the dog mentality that I'm not seeing from the Sixers consistently. Yes, VJ Edgecombe does show it. Tyrese Maxey does show it. Joel Embiid, for the most part, shows it, but the problem with Joel Embiid is he's not playing because he's not healthy right now. So I just don't know what direction the Sixers are going to go in, but they have to figure something out this offseason. If we don't do nothing this year in the playoffs, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to do anything, to be honest with you. Like, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible because I love the Sixers, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I just feel like we're going to have to make some off-season moves, like possibly trade a Paul George in the offseason. But who's going to want the contract? Or possibly trade a Joel Embiid in the offseason. But who's going to want the contract? That's the thing. I'm just a frustrated Sixer fan that went through the process days and we still didn't, and done all that losing amounted to more losing. Nothing positive. We didn't get anything positive from the process days. We didn't get anything besides losing in the first round or losing in the second round. That's all we got over the years. Bad coaching with Doc Rivers, Brett Brown, Nick Nurse now. That's all we got when it comes to the process days. Drafting players that don't want to, that get injured or don't amount to that first overall pick back-to-back seasons. That's all we got during the process days. To be honest with you, I really want the process days to be completely over. To be honest with you, like if depending on what we do for the rest of this season and going into the playoffs, I just want to start completely over. Only two players I would try to keep, and that's Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. Everybody else, respectfully, as much as I might like Joel Embiid, sometimes you need a whole new scenery. A lot of all-time great players get traded. And I'd be happy for them. And I'll definitely be happy for the Sixers as well. Sometimes you need to go to a whole new organization to figure things out. And for the Sixers, we got a clean house, man. I'm talking about from players, owners. If there was a way we can get rid of the owners, which you can't, or at least we can get rid of the GM. Even though I do like Daryl Morey when it comes to his drafting, but his free agency, he's always going for the big name instead of players that can match the talent you already have. He goes for the big name. You can't just win championships just getting big names. You have to build an actual team. Your bench has to be on point as well as your starting five. You can't have a bench that can't put up no points when need be. Like, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So I'm just frustrated with the Sixers, man. Just frustrated. It's like we've been losing for 40-something years, bro. We haven't won a championship in 40-something years. And we still losing. We barely making the playoffs this season. After all this hype, all the hype going into this season. Oh, we're going to be healthy. We're going to be on point. It was the total opposite. We wasn't healthy. We wasn't on point. I don't know, man. We need a change. We need a culture change for the Philadelphia 76ers. Thank you for everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that like button. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts about, leave it in the comments below. What is your thoughts on the Philadelphia 76ers? What are your thoughts? Do you feel like the Sixers are just, they just need to just rebuild? Or do you feel like the Sixers are still close to winning the championship? Or you're like middle ground, I just got to see you, I got to wait and see. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little bit more going towards the rebuilding side for me, because I waited and I seen what I needed to see. And I know it might sound like, oh, you're being negative, Mike. You're not believing in the Sixers. Hey, listen, man, I'm looking at this team. I watch this team almost every single night. And some of these games are brutal to watch, but I watch it because I'm a big-time Sixer fan. Some of these games, I'm watching the body language, especially against the Spurs. That was the recent game where I was just like, oh my gosh, we are just outmatched by a team. Yeah, they're good. Don't get it twisted. But they lost Victor Wembanyama in the first half. And in the second half, I know they got the news, oh, Victor Wembanyama's not playing the second half. They probably said, oh, we're gonna win this game now, definitely. And they got cooked. They got cooked, bro. They got cooked in the whole second half. It was as if the Sixers were like, all right, well, the Spurs don't got their best player. We're going to definitely win. We just got to show up on the basketball court. But it's beyond just showing up on the basketball court with a big name. It's about putting in the effort, putting in that work. It's beyond just, oh, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to show up and we expected to win. No, not against the Spurs. You're not. Spurs is one of the best teams in the NBA. Forget just the Western Conference. I'm talking about in the NBA. If the Spurs were in the East, they would be a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference. That's how good they are. Just like they're a top 2 team in the Western Conference because they're that good. And Victor Wembanyama's going to mess around, be the MVP. And then this last game, what was the score? We lost to the Rockets like 112 to like 103. We were trying to make a comeback in that fourth quarter. Like the Sixers tried to make a comeback in the fourth quarter. The Sixers put in the effort. They tried to make a comeback. But at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. KD made the shots that he needed to make at the end of the game, and the Sixers didn't. And they folded, and they turned the ball over way too much. That's the difference between a great team and a team that's not going to be able to do anything in the playoffs, is when the games are on the line and it's the last 8 minutes of the game, the good team is going to make those plays at the end to put them over the top. That's what good teams do. That's what KD did with the Rockets. That's why the Rockets went and got KD. They feel like KD's the missing piece, and I believe he might be the missing piece as well. Shout out to Beam. What's going on, bro? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm just ranting, talking about the Sixers. I'm just feeling like the Sixers really messed up, man. They messed up in the free agency. You went and signed Paul George when you didn't need to. You could have tried to do some other moves. Paul George hasn't planned out consistently for the Sixers. It probably is due to injury, but still, he hasn't planned out. And then you got lucky with the 3rd overall pick and drafted VJ Edgecombe. And I'm like, oh, things are starting to line up. But then in free agency, you traded Jarrett McCain and got a 1st-round pick. Yes, I like that you got the 1st-round pick. I get that, but it's going to be a late 1st-round pick. And on top of that, you didn't flip that 1st-round pick and try to get better. You got worse after the trade deadline. You actually got worse because that 1st-round pick was not utilized to make your team better. That 1st-round pick for 2026 NBA draft was not utilized to try to go get a Saddiq Bey, which I was screaming. I was like, yo, I made a video about Saddiq Bey. I made a video about Bobby Portis. I said, those are the 2 missing pieces right now. If the Sixers want to compete, those are the guys they need to try to go get. At least one of them. At least one of them. Specifically Saddiq Bey because he's younger and you could build around him. And, yeah, man. I'm not sure how tall Saddiq Bey. Maybe he can be the 3. I don't know. I got to look and see how tall he is. But Saddiq Bey would have been a perfect player for the Sixers. And again, going back to Bobby Portis, he is a little bit up there in age, but he's the one guy that has that dog. He will have that dog mentality, and hopefully that will rub off on the rest of the Sixers. The problem is this. We don't have that many dogs on the Sixers, man. Know what it looks like to me? There's a couple of dogs, right? Then the rest is just like, man, we rich, man. We getting all this money. We getting $45 or whatever $1 million a year. And win or lose, we're still rich. That's how it looked to me, bro. Especially against the Spurs. They gave up, bro. But let me say this about Joel Embiid. Prayers to him when it comes to his health. Hopefully everything is well. Hopefully the Sixers, prove me wrong and prove a lot of other people wrong that they do make a run. But I just don't see them doing anything without a healthy Joel Embiid because we know how soft this team could be without a Joel Embiid. We know this team is not able to win the important games without Joel Embiid. So that's why I'm kind of like, is the season over for the Philadelphia 76ers? Do I say the season is over? I got comments a couple of days ago or yesterday saying that the season's been over. Some people already said the season's been over way before the Joel Embiid news came out. People were like, oh, the season is over for the Sixers. There's no way that the Sixers are going to do anything. They've been over. They've been gave up on this team. And my whole thing is this. I don't blame them. I don't blame no Sixer fan that says that. Because at the end of the day, what did the Sixers do to make you feel that confidence? They got healthy, and then once they get healthy, they're not healthy again. You get what I'm saying? My whole mindset this whole season was if Joel Embiid, if Paul George, if Tyrese Maxey, if VJ Edgecombe are all healthy at the same time, look out for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's what I was saying. I was saying that. I said, look out for the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid is healthy. Paul George is healthy. Tyrese Maxey's healthy. VJ Edgecombe's healthy. Kelly Oubre Jr. is healthy. Everybody's healthy at the right time. And then as soon as we see one good game with the Big Four, there's an injury, health-wise. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like the team, when we went against the Spurs, that's what really showed me how much of a dog these dudes have, man. Everybody in the building, make sure you hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because we are going live for absolutely, we're going to be going live for some Western Conference playoff games and Eastern Conference playoff games. So even if you're not a Sixer fan, we do cover the Sixers on this channel, and we cover the Phillies on this channel. But even if you're not a Sixers or Phillies fan, you're welcome to the YouTube family. But please make sure you hit the like button, double tap the screen, hit the like button, and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm on this big rant, y'all. I just want to win. I just want the Sixers to finally win, man. The Sixers haven't won in over 40 years, man. I'm talking about a championship. I'm talking about a championship. I'm not talking about an Eastern Conference championship. I'm talking about the finals, bro. We haven't won in 40 plus years, bro. The great AI got us to the finals, but he went against some of the greatest players of all time, and Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. He went against one of the greatest players of all time, going against Kobe Bryant in his prime. RIP to one of the GOATs, Kobe Bryant. He couldn't do it by himself. He had some talent around him, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's the closest the Sixers got. I believe it was in 2001, Allen Iverson days, was the closest we got to winning a championship. And that's the closest we've been in a very, very long time. We have not got to the Eastern Conference Championship. We have not gotten out the second round in a very long time. When is enough going to be enough? When Sixer fans are going to stand up and say, hey, listen, man, we're not going to go to your games. We're not going to buy your merchandise. We're not even going to watch the games as much until y'all do what y'all have to do as an organization and build a quality team. Not just try to get a whole all-star game, a whole all-star team, but get a quality team that is not just big names. Like, I understand Paul George, if you got him after the Pacers, or if you got him after the Thunder, you got something special right there, bro, for real. But getting him after the Clippers, and the Clippers didn't want to give him that fourth-year option. They was going to give him a 3-year deal. That should tell you all you need to know right there, bro. That should tell you all you need to know right there. But the Sixers said, oh, his name is Paul George. Let's go get him. Not saying that Paul George hasn't been balling these last 7 games, but I'm talking about for the amount of money that you gave him, you could have spread that money around and got a couple of players that equal to his production and way more, because Paul George missed a lot of games with the Philadelphia 76ers. He missed a lot of games. So you're telling me you put all your eggs in one basket with a Paul George that was injury prone prior to the Sixers, and you put all your eggs in one basket, and I hate to say it, with an injury prone Joel Embiid by giving him a contract extension, which made no sense whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand it, Daryl Morey. Like, what are you trying to do, bro? This is not the Boston Celtics when they had Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett. This is not the Miami Heat when they had LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. Like, what the heck are we doing? Like, what are we supposed to do? He said, who are these other players? What you mean, bro? What you mean? Clarify that for me, my brother. What you mean, who are these other players? It's just like, I don't know, man. We got to figure out. I'm not sure what you mean, but I think you mean like, all right, so if we don't sign Paul George, who else do we sign? I don't know, but we could have figured it out. We could have tried to figure it out. We could have tried to find somebody else that could be possibly better than what Paul George brings to the table. You saying no PG, get other players. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. I don't even know, bro. I think we could have probably been patient and figured it out. Find something else than Paul George. Anything. I don't know. We could have made a blockbuster trade. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think it would have been better if we would have tried to get different players. And I get what you're saying, because I don't know. I can't remember the players that were available at the time when we signed Paul George. I don't remember the free agency that year. So I get what you're saying, but I still feel like we could have went another route. I don't know. And then if you went another route, whatever player it was, I don't know, but I would have tried to do something different. Paul George is a big name, but the production doesn't match his contract. And that's just me keeping it real. His production, the first year he played how many games for the Sixers? We didn't even make the dang on playoffs, right? This year, we're 8th seed. We have 3 max players, bro. We could have spread that money around, even with Joel Embiid. I'm not even just talking about Paul George. Joel Embiid, we didn't have to give the max contract to, extension. Paul George, we didn't have to get the max contract to. You know what I mean? We could have spread that money around some way, man. Some way, somehow. There's multiple players I'm pretty sure that was available that we could have tried to go trade for, or like we could have did something different than what we did. We made mistakes. The front office made mistakes. PG tricked us. Can't be mad. He better than. Oh yeah, that's true though. I agree. He is better than Harris. And look, I'm not mad at Paul George, bro. If I was all right, let's keep it real. If I was Paul George, you think I'm going to say no to someone giving me $200 million? I'm not saying no to no dang organization that says, hey, listen, I'll give you $200 million to play for my team with the fourth year. One more year than what the Clippers were going to give you. I'm not saying no to that. And I agree. He is better than Tobias Harris. I'm not even going front about that. But he hasn't played that many games. I'm pretty sure, if I got to do my research, but I know I'm pretty sure he missed more games than played for the Philadelphia 76ers ever since he signed that contract. Ever since he signed his name on a dotted line to play with the Philadelphia 76ers, he hasn't played that much, man. And then there was some stretches where he was awful, and I think it was he blamed it on injury. And I'm not saying that he's capping, but PJ was, but it got us VJ. Yeah, that's true. We got VJ. We got VJ. Sorry about that. But on top of getting VJ, it still didn't amount to nothing, bro. We got VJ. I'm happy about VJ. We needed to be bad to even have a chance to have that pick last year. We were actually close to have the first overall pick or the second overall pick. We could have possibly drafted Dylan Harper or Cooper Flagg. You know what I'm saying? We had a chance to even draft Cooper Flagg if we just got a little bit unlucky. And the Mavericks got the first overall pick, but still, we had a chance, man. But for us to get VJ Edgecombe, I agree, bro. Like that was amazing. I'm happy about that. But even with getting VJ Edgecombe, Paul George coming back this year, Joel Embiid coming, like I feel like we just made mistakes with the extension with Joel. And I love Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid, I love him as a player. One of my favorite players to watch when he's healthy. That MVP year was spectacular when he won that MVP. But at the same time, sometimes you got to make some hard decisions, man. We know Joel Embiid hasn't been healthy his whole entire career. Heck, let's really keep it real. When we drafted him with the third overall pick, what was it, 2014? What year was it? What year did we draft Joel Embiid? But he was hurt, and that's the only reason why we drafted him with the third overall pick. And he's been hurt ever since. He hasn't been healthy ever since. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true. I wish the best for Joel Embiid. God bless to him and his family. But he hasn't been healthy his whole entire career. So a hard decision had to be made. Now, let me say this real quick, right? If the Mavericks would trade Luka, one of the best players in the NBA right now, where would you consider Luka? Is he a top 3 player? Is he the best player in the NBA? Is he a top 2 player in the NBA? Where would you place Luka right now? If the Mavericks would honestly trade a great young player that's only 25, 24, 26 years old, right? That is one of the best offensive players that we have seen probably ever, right? 6'9", 6'8", with handle, can facilitate, can rebound. He can score on any level. He's a streaky three-point shooter. He's not the best three-point shooter, but he's a streaky three-point shooter. One of the best in the game, right? If the Mavericks would have the nerve to trade Luka, why wouldn't the Sixers have the nerve to trade a Joel Embiid? Sometimes you might hold on to something a little bit too long. You know what I mean? And shout out to Daniel in the building. Everybody in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button so I can get this out. But it's like you keep Joel, right? And he's still going through these injuries. He's still going through these injuries. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true. It's freaking true, bro. What up, bro? Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I just had to, I'm just venting about the Sixers. I think the season is over, bro. Like, it's not technically over, but it's going to be over if Joel Embiid doesn't come back healthy. It's over. If he don't say we magically get, I don't want to say magically, say the Sixers get out the first round, which I don't know if that's going to happen because I think they're going to be an 8th or 7th seed. So if you're an 8th seed, you're going against the Pistons in the first round. You're in the play-in tournament, so you got to get out the play-in tournament. We can win 2 straight games. I don't think we're going to get the 6th seed. But say we do get the 6th seed. We got the Knicks. I think we got a chance against the Knicks. The other 2, Celtics, I give us about a 75% chance to lose that. And against the Detroit Pistons, I give us about a 90% chance to lose that. I don't think we're beating neither one of those teams. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't see it. And then if you magically get out this first round, right? Say you get out the first round. Then you got to hope Joel Embiid comes back for the second round. And then you got to hope that he comes back Joel Embiid-like. He might not be the same Joel Embiid coming off the injury. Like that, I think he had surgery yesterday. Appendicitis, I think that's what it's called. But at the same time, he has to be somewhat Joel Embiid. So then you take that into account. So it's like, what direction, if they get swept in the first round, what do you do in the offseason? How do you trade Paul George's contract? He don't miss playoff games. Yeah, I don't think he will miss a playoff game. Yeah, I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. Yes, he is minimum top 3. Yeah. Joel plays through injury in the playoffs. Yeah, that's the thing. I think he will be good in the playoffs, but when will he come back in the playoffs? What game, like, would it be, they say in second round, bro. How are we going to get past the first round? That's the question, bro. How do the Sixers get out the first round? They're going to be a play-in team, y'all. Everybody in the building, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Double tap the screen. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Please help a brother out. Hit the like button because it pushes it out to more people. I really appreciate it. Just double tap the screen. Hit the like button. But we're a play-in team right now. If the season was to end today, we could lose 2 times and be out the playoffs, y'all. So it's not even a guarantee that we'll make the playoffs. But say we did make the playoffs and we're the 8th or 7th seed. We're going against the Pistons in the first round. We're going against the freaking Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum just got back. Cade Cunningham just got back for the dang on Pistons. Do we have a chance? Realistically, I don't care how delusional of a Sixer fan you are. Let's keep it real. What team can the Sixers beat in a 7-game series? Against the Celtics or the Pistons? All right, let's be real hypothetically speaking. Say the Sixers get to the 6th seed. That's different. Like I said, I give us a higher chance to beat the Knicks than the Celtics or the Pistons. But come on. He's top 5, not 3. What up, bro? We need to trade Embiid. That's the problem, bro. They should have traded him, and I hate to say because I love Joel Embiid. They should have traded him when he won the MVP. I know that wouldn't be the most popular thing to do, but imagine the value you could have got for him. You probably could have got I would have traded Joel Embiid for a young up-and-coming star. I would have traded Joel Embiid for a young up-and-coming star and like 2 first-round picks. That's what I would have done. Right? And they didn't do it. And now he has this, he was healthy enough that year. That's the most games he played in his career. So then you have a case to tell other teams he's going to be healthy from this point forward. And he just won the MVP. So that's when his value was the highest. The issue now is, yes, Joel Embiid is an easy 30 points in his sleep. He plays both ends of the court. I forgot the one game he had like 4 blocks. He was playing both ends at a high level. And then he gets hurt. The oblique strain or something. Like, it's just like, how can you trust Joel Embiid to stay healthy when you have all the information you need? Listen, I like Joel Embiid. But I'm not going to sit here with a straight face and say, oh, yeah, Joel Embiid, he had that MVP season. He's going to be guaranteed he's going to be healthy. The Sixers messed up. And I know Daryl was thinking, yeah, we can't trade him now. That's when you should have traded him. And like I said, a lot of Sixer fans would have been mad at me. I already know. If I was a GM, as much as I love Joel, I would have traded him, bro. That was the time to do it. Now, he has a contract extension. I think it starts this upcoming season. And you have another max player in PG. How do you trade 2 max contracts and both stars keep getting hurt? Yes, they can play basketball at a high level, but they both get hurt. Mainly Joel Embiid. We know Joel Embiid is that guy when he's healthy. It's the problem, man. We have an issue right now. We have an issue. We need some wing players, bro. Joel Embiid. He said Joel was an actual MVP. Yes, he was. We will waste VJ, Maxey, and whoever else draft until we get rid of Embiid, PG, Nurse. The issue is this, and you might be right, bro. But the thing about it, we have to figure a way as how do you even trade those contracts, bro? Because, like I said, it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. He's got a appendicitis. No, he'll be fine by round 1. Nah, they said he gonna probably miss round 1, bro. They said he gonna probably miss round 1. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, bro. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right. I hope you're right, bro. Joel plays through injuries. He don't miss plays. I hope not. I hope he doesn't. Good morning, everybody. Everybody in the building, hit the like button. Everybody, hit the like button. Please double tap, hit the like button. Right now, it shows only got 1 like. I'm not really sure how accurate it is. The Warriors will take PG, bro. Oh, yes. Yeah, oh, yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The Warriors will take, take them. Take them. Oh, yeah, it's over. As much as I'm happy 76ers fought back, we was down 30 for a reason. Because we're not good. Because we're not good. Yeah. And that's just the honest truth, bro. It's the honest truth. The unfortunate truth is this, man. The process days was a total failure. I keep going back to Ben Simmons. I could go further back than Ben Simmons. But I'm just going to start with Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz. Right? Those were the worst days for Sixers, bro. And let me tell you why. Because we tanked on purpose. And we had back-to-back first. When's the last time a team in NBA history had back-to-back first overall picks? We traded up to go get Markelle. We passed up on Jason Tatum. Are you freaking kidding me? And gave the Celtics an additional first-round pick to trade up from the 3rd spot to the 1st spot. And we drafted Markelle. And Markelle, I'm not trying to come at him, but he wasn't that guy because of injury or whatever. So that was a failure. Ben Simmons, he had his moments. A great defender, an awesome defender. Guy was amazing when it came to the fast break. He couldn't run a half-court offense because he didn't have no jump shot. If he don't, listen, you guy is 6'10". He has handle, so quick, very good defense, and did not work on his overall game. Couldn't hit a dang on free throw. It was getting so bad, it was starting to be, instead of it being called Hack-a-Shack, it was Hack-a-Ben. Hack-a-Ben, send him to the free throw line. And what did Ben Simmons do? Breaking for chicken from the free throw line. What did Ben Simmons do after the playoffs? Once he got that max contract and everything, when the failure in the playoffs, he started pouting. I think he thought he was the guy, like he was the franchise player, and he wanted to be traded, act like he didn't want to practice. And his career, I ain't gonna sit here and cap, man. Ever since he left the Sixers, man, his career fell apart to the point where Ben Simmons was talking like, he was talking as if, I'm like he missed the Philly fans. He missed Philly. because he know how good he was with Philly. He know that Joel Embiid covered up a lot of deficiencies because Joel Embiid is that dang on good. And he didn't have that. Everything was on him. He had the hype around him, but it didn't work on his game. He was too stubborn to work on a mid-range jump shot. Heck, work on a floater, bro. Imagine a 6'10" guard that can do a floater. He will never get blocked, bro. If you can't shoot the dang ball, work on a freaking floater. And then what made it worse is in the offseason, he'll be doing these pickup games and he'll be shooting mid-range jump shots and making them. And we're like, oh, he worked on his mid-range. Oh, he's going to bring it to the regular season and play and shoot the midi. That man wasn't shooting nothing, bro. He was nervous to shoot a dang on mid-range jump shot. So we had back-to-back first overall picks and it didn't amount to nothing. We lost all these years in a row, and there's only one guy on the team that's from the process days, and that's Joel Embiid. Oh, nobody. Respectfully, 76ers been trash ever since Allen Iverson stopped playing. Hello, how you doing, brother? Yeah, they haven't been good. I think we had a chance with the Jimmy Butler, but the Sixers messed around and got rid of Jimmy Butler. They should have gave it one more year with Jimmy Butler. Like, I would be like, yo, Jimmy, can we just sign you to like a 2-year contract? And if you didn't, you know what I mean? Or something, bro. You should have kept Jimmy. They didn't keep Jimmy Butler. We not beating New York either. They take over. Yo, I'm glad I got to that comment. That comment is one of the comments that I'll have to talk about right now. Because that's a good comment. Because how the heck do they come to Philly and take over the Philly fit? Like it's more like a New York game. It's a New York home game, but it's away. How do you come and take over our stadium, bro? How do New York Knicks fans take over our stadium? It's crazy, bro. I don't understand it. That's a good point. Trade Joel Embiid for Giannis. I don't think the Bucks would do it. And honestly, I don't even want Giannis, bro. Honestly, I want us to start over. I don't want no big names, bro. I want to draft someone that could become a big name. If it's an up-and-coming star, Giannis, and I'm not saying Giannis isn't an all-time great because he is. Unless listen, there's only a few big names that I'll trade for, right? But these other, like, older big names like Giannis and Paul George and stuff like that, and like, nah, bro, give me a young star or an up-and-coming star. But honestly, I just want us to be able to draft better, bro, and find the talent. Like, can we find a talented player? Can we go and say, all right, we're going to draft this guy. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star year one, but he has the potential with the correct coaching, the correct developing, that we could have a potential all-time great. Why can't we draft a Cade Cunningham? Why can't we draft a potentially a Leonard? Leonard wasn't a top 3 pick. Why can't we draft a Jokic? Now, I'm not saying that's lucky, drafting Jokic in the 2nd round. That's lucky. That doesn't happen. But why can't we draft and get lucky like that, bro? Why can't we draft someone in the 2nd round and he becomes a great role player or a potential all-time great? Why can't we get lucky like that, bro? It's all about scouting. Stop going by what everybody else says. Oh, well, this player is projected to be a 1st overall pick, so he should be drafted. No, forget all that. Will he fit our system? Because we did that already. Oh, we should draft Ben Simmons from LSU. We should draft Markelle Fultz. He's projected to be the best talented player. Bro, and none of them planned out. Stop going by these so-called experts, these NBA these NBA so-called experts that think they know everything, and go by what your gut feeling says, man. And draft the guy that you feel like. If we had the 1st overall pick, I would have been mad if we didn't draft Cooper Flagg. But say they drafted Kyle Knipple. I think he would be perfect for the Sixers as well. Oh, say we drafted Ace Bailey. I think Ace Bailey's going to be a star as well. You know what I mean? Or maybe VJ. And VJ's a good player as well. But, like, don't just go by what everybody says you should just draft with the 1st overall pick or the 2nd overall pick or the 3rd overall pick. Like, forget all that, bro. Because if they don't work out, guess what? They're not going to care. They're not going to care. I'm good, Mike. A bit sad that might be injured again. Oh, injured again? This message a few minutes ago. Oh, then my bad, bro. I'm sorry about that. Oh, everybody in the building, how y'all doing? Hopefully he gets well, bro. What's his injury? Tyrese Maxey don't good either right now. Tyrese Maxey is trying to do too much, and I think the pressure is getting to him. I think he was expecting Paul George to be healthy all season. He was expecting Joel Embiid to be healthy all season, which they haven't been. None of them been healthy, bro. So everything's on him. Hold on. So my whole thing is, he was expecting this. Like, he was amazing earlier in the season, but I think he's getting tired. I think he's, that pinky injury might be a little bit worse than what we think it is. He might need surgery in the offseason. We don't really know the details of that injury with his pinky. He's been off when it comes to his shooting. Percentage has not been the same, especially since that pinky injury. So, I don't know, man. No, he'll be fine by round one. He'll be fine by round one. Maybe miss game 1 and 2, but he will be round. Okay, Daniel, if you are correct, bro, if you're correct, bro, you made my day, bro. You made my day, bro. Make sure you look up for, oh, yeah, I got to look him up. If you can, after this live stream is over, make sure you comment, bro, and put that name in the comments so I can definitely remember. Ben Simmons is the most overrated player ever, in my opinion. Yo, you know what's so crazy, right? And I'm not making this up, bro. People were trying to compare that man to Magic Johnson. People were trying to compare that man to LeBron James. I said, can y'all stop it? Y'all said Magic Johnson. Y'all said LeBron James. And you know what's crazy, right? At the time, I was in the military, right? I was in the military, and I was talking to one of my battles, and I was like, yo, we got the first overall pick. He said, y'all better draft Ben Simmons, man. He going to be the best in the draft. And you know what I said to him? I said, yo, honestly, I don't even want Ben Simmons. He said, what? I said, no, I don't want Ben Simmons. Know who I wanted? I wanted Brandon Ingram. No, he didn't plan out like he probably could have planned out, but I like Brandon. Still to this day, Brandon Ingram is still balling. Brandon Ingram is a better overall player than Ben Simmons, and he's still a bucket. He's still playing pretty good. So listen, we should have went after, and look, Brandon Ingram is a better player. I don't care. Yes, Ben Simmons had some highlight moments. He had some great dunks, some great great moments in his career, but he didn't improve his game at all. I'm not looking forward to the playoffs. Yeah, the playoffs for the Lakers, I think they might be cooked. Without Luka, they cooked, bro. 76ers need Michael Porter Jr. from the Nets. Oh, you know what we need, bro? We should have got Sadiq Bey. We should have got Bobby Portis. See, I wish I was the GM of the Sixers, bro. If I would have traded Jared McCain, I would have got Sadiq Bey, number 1, and then I would have gave up some future picks to go get Bobby Portis. But the problem is this, though. I would have never knew about the whole Joel Embiid injury, so that would have backfired because I would have been giving up future picks and stuff. But then again, we would be in a better position. We would challenge I tell you one thing, if the Sixers had Sadiq Bey or Bobby Portis on this team, we would have challenged the Pistons or the Celtics in a 7-game series, even without Joel Embiid. Bobby Portis will bring that dog, bro. And Sadiq Bey is just a baller. Like, people don't, when y'all get a chance, look up Sadiq Bey, bro. Maybe not really his statistics. Like, look up some of his film, bro. Look up some of his highlights, bro. That man is really good. He's just on a bad team, bro. Ben could hit a 3, but was just stubborn and didn't like being told what to do. Ben Simmons, I don't even want to listen. I don't really want to talk about Ben Simmons, man. Like, Ben Simmons to me is one of those dudes that he was always like. It's okay to be rich. Like, when you're rich, like, it's cool to be rich, right? Nothing against being rich, but when your dad, I think his dad was a basketball player. I think his dad was a professional basketball player, and he had a lot of money, and he probably got everything he wanted when he was a kid. And like you said, he didn't like to be told what to do. He didn't work on his game. He had all the God-given talent. He's 6'10" with handle, bro, that can pass the ball. He's super athletic. Great defender, right? Because he puts in the effort on defense, but he did not put the effort into offense. And Ben Simmons had the potential to be a very, very good player. Like, he had the potential to be great, possibly, but he didn't put in the work. And I think it's just, and I honestly, not trying to come at his parents, but I know a person that talked to one of his, I think his father, and wanted to ask his father a question or get a picture with him or whatever. And his father was like, kind of shrugged him off like, yeah, whatever. And it's just like, people, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you're still a human being, whether you're rich or famous. And people just get their heads way too big. And I think that might have rubbed off on Ben Simmons. And I think Ben Simmons realized what he did wrong when he finally started talking about Philly, and he was saying he wouldn't mind coming back to Philly. That's when you knew he really was like, oh, man, I think I effed up. I messed up, y'all. I should have stayed in Philly. He should have stayed in Philly. You know what they say, Mike. Always bet on highly athletic guys with high upside. Facts. Yo, hey, what's good? Yo, Chris, for real, what's good, everybody? Facts, Mike. If you mess up the draft 2 years in a row, bro, they suck, bro. The Sixers suck at drafting back then. They've been good recently, but the Sixers were horrible, bro. And I'm only going back to those two picks. I didn't even go back to the dang on Jahlil Okafor, Michael Carter. Michael Carter Williams wasn't horrible, bro. Oh, hold up. Evan Turner. Bro, I could just keep going with picks, bro. I could just keep going with picks in the first round that the Sixers just jacked up. The Sixers jacked up a lot of picks over the last 15 years, bro. They've been terrible at drafting. Recently, they started getting good with Daryl Morey, but the problem with Daryl Morey, he's good at drafting, but he sucks at free agency. He sucks at trying to build a team. This team is not properly built because you put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to 3 max players, and 2 out of the 3 max players are always hurt, bro. They're always hurt. So you pretty much set yourself back because you're putting all your effort. Oh, yeah, we got Joel Embiid. Yes, he's good when he's healthy. That's a fact. But he's not healthy a lot of the time, right? Even though I love Joel Embiid. Paul George is a little bit different. I like Paul George, but he ain't the guy I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more, but he's been hurt as well. Boston Celtics, if he was on the Sixers, would be a pro. Will play pro. I heard Tom Brady can play basketball, and he's coming to the. Hey, listen, man. We need anybody. Anybody in the chat, put in an application to 76ers.com and try to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. We need everybody. It's like, no, but we need some help, bro. I think our coaching is suspect too, bro. Grabbed his hamstring last night. Oh my gosh! But I think he just pulled his pants up, bro. No, them hamstring injuries are probably like one of the trickiest injuries, bro, because you can't rush hamstrings, bro. If it is a hamstring injury, man, them hamstring injuries are tricky. Mike, if we lose in the play-in, we have a 9.3 to 13.9% chance of keeping our picks this year if it's possible. Hold on. What? Hold on. Say that. Hold on. What you mean? I thought we had to suck this year to get it was protected like top 2 or pick or something like that. So you're telling me we can still keep our first round pick? We have a 9.3. So it was okay. I thought it was a wrap. So we still got a little bit of a chance to keep our pick. Hey, listen. If we lose in the play-in, but I don't think we lose in the play-in though. But then again, you never know, bro. We might lose to whoever we play. If it's the Miami Heat or the Hornets or whatever, we got to lose twice. We're done. We can lose twice easily. Both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been, yes. Oh my gosh, bro. Jaylen Brown's another one, bro. We missed out. I'm just talking about Jason Tatum because I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know too much about Jaylen Brown. I knew about Jason Tatum, and I thought that we were going to draft. We wanted a point guard. You know what I mean? And it backfired on us. I knew about Jason Tatum. I watched Jason Tatum. I remember people were trying to hate on Jason Tatum and saying, "Oh, Jason Tatum's not really that athletic." And these dudes, I don't know how these experts be coming up with this stuff, bro. Like, I be just watch. Like, that's why I don't really be going by what these dudes be saying. Even with the NFL draft, bro, I don't go by what these dudes be saying all like that. I'll listen to them, but I just really have to do my own research and look at the film because their opinions be off a lot of the time, bro. Yeah, they be knowing they stuff. They got way more film. They have way more connections than a person like myself. But these dudes be getting things wrong, bro. I don't know, man. Brandon Ingram better than our whole team set. Yeah, he ain't better than Joel when he's healthy, but he is better than our whole team overall, probably. He has the length. He can play a little defense, and he's a bucket, bro. I love Tyrese, but who would you rather have, Brandon Ingram or Tyrese Maxey? Who would you rather have? Oh my gosh, they cut all this grass or whatever down. Look at this, y'all. This used to be filled with a whole bunch of this, whatever this long, tall crap is. It's not grass, but I don't know what it is, bro. This they cut all this down. It's crazy. But what was I saying? But yeah, would you rather have Brandon Ingram or Tyrese Maxey? I'm keeping VJ Edgecombe. I just think VJ, I just love he's 6 foot, what is he, 6'5", 6'4"? And he's just so freaking good. And this is just his rookie year, bro. I would love to keep Tyrese Maxey too, but yeah, you're right, bro. Brandon Ingram is a freaking bucket, bro. He's a bucket, bro. Lakers made a mistake. They should have just kept him. Is good hooper, but he looks like he probably gave Angel. Oh no. Oh man. Hold on. Oh no. That's how you feel, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm good another day. Yep. I want San Sisters to get. How you doing? Donovan Mitchell, who was drafted by. Hold up. Dovana Mitchell, who was drafted by. Oh, Donovan Mitchell. You meant Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. And now he's with the Cavs. Oh man. Donovan Mitchell would have been good in Philly. He don't play no dang defense, but I like him though. He don't play no defense, but when he gets hot, when he gets hot, bro. He one of those players that there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? They both not in the. You're right. Ben Simmons is better at pro. He's better at pro fishing. D. Mitchell on the 76ers and Joel Embiid would have been good duo. Yeah. Don't worry, Lakers ain't much better in the second round. We one of the best teams in the league at drafting in the second round. We just can't develop talent, and the only guy they develop, they let go. Who's that? Who you talking about, bro? Who they let go? Cooper Flag and Joel Embiid would be, oh my gosh. We would have had a chance to get a Cooper Flag, bro. Maxey higher upside than VJ? Or who talking about? Brandon Ingram. You talking about Brandon Ingram? I love Maxey, but I love Maxey. But if I had to choose one or the other, I think I will go Maxey. I ain't gonna lie, because we drafted Maxey. But I would have loved if the Sixers drafted Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram would have been perfect on this team. He would have been better than Paul George. He would have been better than Tobias Harris. You put Brandon Ingram on this team, would have been really good. What's up, Ryan? Everybody in the building, make sure you hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. I'm debating, y'all. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question? What should I do today? Should I go live for the Phillies today? Or should I go live for the Sixers against the Pacers? Should I go live for the Phillies today? Helicopter over top of me. Or should I go live for the Sixers tonight? Because I know the Phillies play at like 6 something. The Sixers play at, I think, at like 7 something. I know the more important game is the Sixers. So I don't know, man. I don't know which game I should do. Brandon Ingram should have stayed with the Lakers. Facts, Ryan. Joel Embiid got hurt on Boston fans wouldn't be panicking like 76ers because how Boston drafted, they would be able to withstand. Yeah, same with OKC Nuggets. Yeah, but the thing about the Nuggets, bro, Joel Embiid so impactful. Like that's more like saying, like for instance, like I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. See, what the Boston Celtics have is, like you said, they have White, they have Jaylen Brown, they have great coaching. But say you took, all right, let's go to the Nuggets though. You take Jokic off the Nuggets aren't, listen, bro. They got some dogs though. I like Cameron Johnson. I like Jamal Murray. Don't get it twisted. I like them. But you take Jokic off that team, bro. They're not even gonna make the playoffs. They're not making the Western Conference playoffs. If they didn't have Jokic for most of the season, they're not making the playoffs, bro. Respectfully, I like Cameron Johnson. I think that was a great pickup. That's why I kind of want to cover the Nuggets. I kind of want to cover the Nuggets in the Western Conference more than I want to cover other teams, because I think the Cameron Johnson could have possibly put the Nuggets over the top. I don't know, because I haven't been watching them all season. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But I remember how Cameron Johnson plays. And I know he's a streaky shooter. He brings it on defense. And I think he's a more consistent player. He's a good player. And I think Jokic needed that extra firepower behind him, because Jokic can't do it by himself offensively. I love Spider Mitchell on my Cavs. We getting rid of him. Sorry, not sorry. We let Alex Caruso. Oh my gosh, that's another one. Bro, I don't know if people know about who Alex Caruso is, bro. You know, I wanted Alex Caruso to be on the Sixers. Y'all know, if y'all been on this channel for a while, you know I always speak about, like for instance, a couple years ago, I think last year. It was last year. I was talking about, yo, we need to go trade for Alex Caruso, or a year prior. I don't know what year it was, but I said, and people were like, no, Alex Caruso's, he's not the same. Alex Caruso is washed. Alex Caruso is this and that. I'm like, bro, but still, he slept on, bro. Like, he underrated. Guy could facilitate. Guy plays great defense. You want to know why the Thunder has great defenders all around. Alex Caruso, I'm not saying he can stop Kevin Durant, but he makes it hard for Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? He makes it a little bit difficult, right? He could guard. I remember there was one, it was the Thunder versus the Nuggets. Was it last year? And Alex Caruso was guarding up Jokic, bro. He was guarding a freaking center, bro. That's how good Alex Caruso is, bro. I'm not saying he was stopping Jokic, but the thing about Alex Caruso, you could literally put him on 1 through 5 depending on who the center is. That's how good of a defender Alex Caruso is. And I keep telling people, just my opinion, yes, you got to score to win, but defense wins championships. The only way you can stop an all-time great scorer, facilitator, and slow him down at least is to have a great team defense and have great man-to-man defense with certain players. Like, they had great defense going against Jokic, but Alex Caruso was a big part of that, bro. Alex Caruso coming off the bench for the Thunder last year was big time. That was a great move by the Thunder last year, bro. Great move. I forgot he was on the Lakers, bro. The Thunder hit all their draft. It's bullcrap, man. I can't stand the Thunder, man. I'm starting to not like them right now, bro. They need to give up some of their picks. They need to give up some of their talent. The Thunder need to give us Jalen Williams and give us SGA and give us Holmgren, and we'll give them Joel Embiid. We'll give them Paul George. We'll give them VJ Ashcombe. No, we're going to keep VJ. Matter of fact, we'll give them VJ Ashcombe. We'll give them, who else? We'll give them like 3 first-round picks. Hey, listen, you can have it all, bro. You can have whatever you like. Like T.I. said, you can have whatever you like. Yeah, listen, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Yeah, they're in a tricky situation. They got to pay a lot of those guys. Yup, they're going to come. So let them come to the Sixers. Yes, everybody hit the like button. Shout out to Chris for that. I'm about to get off, y'all. I got to figure out if I'm going live for the Phillies or am I going live for the Sixers. The Sixers better win against the Pacers. There's no way. I don't want to say no way. I can't say that. I take that back. They do have Tyrese Halliburton back. Oh, gosh. All right. Sixers will win against the Pacers tonight. But I don't know if I should go live for the Phillies or the Sixers. I kind of want to go live for the Phillies. But part of me tells me to go live for the Sixers because the Sixers game is pretty much a playoff game, but not really a playoff game, if that makes sense. So I don't know what I should do in this situation. No reason, man. They got to pay a lot of those guys. Jalen, contract kicks in, so they'll have only 3 guys on 30+ million. Yeah, you ain't lying. I love Jalen. That's another good player, bro. Jalen Williams is a freaking dog, bro. Because it's like, that's what you need. That's why I love the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown like combination. Not to really compare the two, but I'm gonna compare the two. Like, so you got SGA and you got Jalen Williams, right? And the thing about then when you compare it to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, it's like you have 2 players. When one is hot, one of them is going to be hot from the field. Both players can play defense at a high level. Both can play and guard, can guard 1 through probably 3 or 4, depending on the matchup, right? Especially Jalen Williams, right? It's like, man, this is why the Thunder are so good, and this is why the Celtics are so good. But the Thunder is just a deeper team. It's just not fair. They're just too deep. I don't understand how they keep drafting well. I don't know who their GM is. Honestly, I wish we could just hire their GM. Hey, listen, whatever they paying you, the Sixers will double it. The 76ers will double it, bro. I don't even know who their GM is, bro. The Thunder's GM should get a big raise. He built a freaking dynasty potentially. If everybody stays healthy, the Thunder built a dynasty, bro. They're the favorites to probably win this year. It's freaking crazy. Phillies, you know who's got $50 million in cap space? The Los Angeles Lakers. And Grimes is going to be a Laker. Yeah, y'all can have Grimes. Y'all can have Grimes. This is why, hold up. You said go do the Phillies? He said this is why I'm hot. Doing the other Williams, Wallace. Oh yeah. Coming up next off season, they are cooked. I don't know, bro, because they keep drafting well. Bro. I don't know. You might be right, bro. You know what they remind me of? Like, I'm not saying that the Thunder are like the Spurs. They remind me of like the Spurs because the Spurs were so well coached and they were so well built. And it's just like they have like not the same team because the Spurs had Tim Duncan. There's nobody on the Thunder that's Tim Duncan, right? They had the Tony Parker. Oh my gosh, bro. Y'all remember Tony Parker from the Spurs? They had Manu Ginobili. Kawhi Leonard. Oh my gosh, bro. How did the Spurs draft so well, bro? Like, they draft amazing. Like, that's the same thing the Thunder are doing, bro. Back up to Luka. Yeah. I like Grimes. And Grimes be playing some defense too. Grimes is a good defender too. He's a bucket. But my only issue right now, bro, is we in a lot of trouble. The Sixers, man. We in a lot of trouble. No, it's not worse than our bench. I don't know if it's worse than our bench. The Sixers, man, our bench is so horrible, bro. 1 minute, listen, bro. If Kelly Oubre Jr. is in the starting lineup or Quentin Grimes in the starting lineup, if they're not coming off the bench, our bench is horrible. Straight up. We are the 31st bench. Okay, damn. I mean, dang. But all right, y'all, I'm going to get off. I'm trying to figure out what game. I think I'm going to go live for the Phillies, but I feel like I should go live for the Sixers. I'm still trying to determine what I should do. But I think I need to go. I think I need to go live for the Sixers just because it is a it's playoff game pretty much. We lose, we can't lose. That's the issue. We can't lose. It's a playoff game for us pretty much. So that's just more of an important game. So I think I'm gonna have to go for the Sixers. I'm gonna go for the Sixers. I'm gonna go live for the Sixers and just hope the freaking best. I'm gonna hope the best that the Sixers somehow, some way do not lose this game. I don't care what the Pacers did prior to this game. I don't care how bad they did. I just want to win this game. 76, yeah, wait, girl. He said do a little bit of both. The only problem, I can't really do a little bit of both. Well, I could, but it'll be kind of, I don't know. Because the thumbnail's going to be like, I could probably double up the thumbnail, put one side Sixers, other side Phillies. I don't know, man. Then you guys, Grimes. Yeah, y'all can have Grimes. Y'all can have Grimes. Yeah, it's the end of the season. Y'all got to do the Sixers. But all right, y'all, I'm going to get at y'all. Shout out to Chris Frill. Shout out to T-Shirt Guy Game. He said, Mike, we have no cap space next season. I blame Daryl Morey for that. He's the one that wanted Paul George. He's the one that wanted to extend Joel Embiid. I'm okay with Tyrese Maxey's max contract. But the other two, I don't know about that. I'll pay him 12 to 15 mil. Yeah, Grimes is worth it, though. Grimes is worth the money, but he has those games where he like, oh, my gosh. But, all right, y'all. I'll be live on this channel later. I just don't know exactly. Hold on, what time is the Sixer game? I think it's at 7. I'll be live for the Sixer game. Until next time, y'all. Peace out. Go Sixers. Go Sixers. Go Phillies. We'll see what happens. I'm out, y'all. You lot. Oh, got no cat. Dream back on.